Good morning! Halika, magkape tayo. Welcome to the morning coffee with Father Jerry. Our text for reflection today is taken from Matthew chapter 25, verses 31 to 46. It says, "Then the righteous will answer him, Lord, when did we see you hungry and feed you, or thirsty and give you something to drink? When did we see you a stranger and invite you in, or needing clothes and clothe you? When did we see you sick or in prison and go to visit you?" The king will reply, "Truly I tell you, whatever you did for the one of the least of these brothers and sisters of mine, you did for me." Then he will say to those on his left, "Depart from me, you who are cursed, into the eternal fire prepared for the devil and his angels. For I was hungry, and you gave me nothing to eat. I was thirsty, and you gave me nothing to drink. I was a stranger, and you did not invite me in. I needed clothes, and you did not clothe me. I was sick and in prison, and you did not look after me." They also will answer, "Lord, when did we see you hungry or thirsty, or a stranger, or needing clothes, or sick in prison, and did not help you?" He will reply, "Truly I tell you, whatever you did not do for one of the least of these, you did not do for me." Thus far is the reading of today's texts. What is it for us? What is God's message for us today? In the context, the text come from Matthew 25, 31 to 46. This is one of the most vivid parables Jesus ever spoke. And the lesson is crystal clear, that God will judge us in accordance with our reaction to the human needs. Underline, human needs. His judgment does not depend on the stock of knowledge we have, or the popularity we have acquired or achieved, or the fortune that we have deposited into our accounts, but on the help we have given, shared, extended to the needy. And there are certain things which this parable teaches us about the help which we must give to others, especially to those who are in need. Hindi natin pwedeng baliwalain kasi our situation calls for that. To help people who are in need. And we have at the moment thousands of people who are in need of money, need of food, need of shelter, need of material things na kailangan makapagpagawa ng bahay, and so on. Reality po yan today. So Jesus has these lessons for us to ponder on. Number one, talking of help. Our help should be in simple things. The things which Jesus picks out, giving a hungry man a meal, or a thirsty man a drink, welcoming a stranger, cheering the sick, visiting the prisoner, or welcoming the new faces in our Sunday worship or congregation. These are simple things. These are simple acts which anyone can do. It is not a question of giving away thousands of pesos or dollars or of writing our names in the annals of history that you have donated this big amount. It is a case of giving simple help to the people we meet every day along the way. Truly, it is in these simple ways we glorify God. Maganda yun. Last ulitin ko. Truly, these are simple ways by which we glorify God. Ang ganda, no? So, when we help, Jesus reminds us to do the simple things. Simple things because we can do it. We can make it. Kailangan yung tulong ay pwede then and there mai-deliver natin sa mga nangangailangan, di ba? Jesus enumerated those things. Food for the hungry, clothes for the naked, visit in prison or those who are in prison. Ano ba bang sinasabi niya rito? Cheering or visiting the sick, welcoming the new faces in our congregation every Sunday. Hindi yan big deal. Simpleng bagay lang. Sabi nga, Jesus won't ask from us something that it is impossible for us to do or to follow. That's why, number one, He says to us, our help, it must be help in simple ways. Tuloy natin. Number two, it must be help not beyond our means. Sabi nga, sa makakaya lang natin, kung anong meron, doon lang tayo. Hindi na kailangang we need to announce all the people everywhere. When we help some people who are in need, no need for us to call up ABS-CBN or GMA7 para makarating ang mga cameramen, parang makikita kung anong mga bagay-bagay na parang mimigay natin. Kataawa. No? So, those who helped did not think that they were helping Christ and thus piling up eternal merits. No. They helped because they have something to give. It was the natural thing to do. It was the natural, instinctive reaction of the loving heart. Yan nga. Pag ang puso ay talagang mapagbigay, no need to announce it to everyone. Hoy, halik kayo, titinan nyo. O ito, idodonate ko kay, at ganito yung amount na i-dedicate ko. I need to say this because it's happening. From simple people, public servants, from people who belongs to the higher ups of our community, palaging ganyan na lang. Nawala yung motivation, and that is pure love. Okay? Napakagandang reminder, timing na timing yung reminder ni Lord para sa ating lahat because it's happening today. Tuloy po natin. On the other hand, the attitude of those who failed to help was, if we had known that it was for you, Lord, we would have gladly helped you as much as we can. But we thought it was only just a common tao who was not worth of helping. That's the usual thing today. Kung hindi kilala, okay lang, wala na. Kung kilala ang tinutulungan o humihingi ng tulong, oh my G. No need to elaborate that. It is still true that there are those who will help if they are given praise and thanks and acknowledged in public places. With cameras from TV stations, which for me is not help at all. Such help is not generosity. It is disguised selfishness or simply greed, G-R-E-E-D. Greed. That's the motivation. So, the help which wins the approval of God is that which is given for nothing but for the sake of helping people in need. Walang ibang objective, walang ibang motivation, kundi for the help of helping our neighbors who are in need. Underline that. Okay? So third, Jesus confronts us with the wonderful truth that all such help freely given is given to Himself, because Jesus represents the people, the lost, the last, and the people who are in need. Every time you extend your hand to these people who are in need, you are extending your hand, your love to Jesus, because Jesus represents the last, the lost, and the least brothers and sisters of ours. How can that be? If we really wish to delight a parent's heart, if we really wish to move him to gratitude, the best way to do is to help his child. God is the great Father, and the way to delight the heart of God, the Father, is to help his children. That's it. Because the last, the least, and the lost I've mentioned, these are also God's beloved children. So your help extended to these people is a help freely given back to the giver, and that is God. Because God represents these people who are the last and the lost. Ano bang challenge meron tayo dito sa Gospel for today? Ang challenge ko is to reflect on the life of Saint Francis of Assisi. Siya, family niya, alam natin lahat, their family belongs to the known of the society somewhere in Italy during the time. And Saint Francis actually has a vast land inherited from his parents. Businesses, textile, manufacturing, and so on and so forth. Yet, he opted to serve the poor. In short, he was able to organize this religious community known as Saint Francis of Assisi. In fact, he's one of the most famous saints in the world today in the context of helping the poor. Giving everything back to the poor. To the point na nagpapalimos na siya. Hindi para sa sarili niya, kundi para pa rin sa mga poor. And he organized with Saint Clare this community for the poor in their localities. Hanggang lumaki, lumaki, lumaki. Cut the long story short, again, we have the Franciscan Orders of the Clergy. Isa sa mga pinakamalaking missionaries all over the world. Okay? So, if only every person gives, shares what she has, what he has, nobody dies of hunger anywhere in the world today. Take note. What a challenge. A single piece of coin, pag iniipon yan, sa dami-daming naiipon na mga piso, lalaki at lalaki po yan. Dahil lumalaki yan, malaki na po pwede maitulong ang maliliit na piso na inaalay natin. Okay? I hope this story of St. Francis moves us to continue helping. Help until it hurts. So paano ito mga kapatid? Good morning ulit. Don't forget your coffee. Thank you. See you tomorrow.